What's up, guys? It's Monaco here, and in this video I want to do a comparison video for Ranger class jobs. A lot of people are probably interested in this, and I think that this is kind of important to do to kind of clear the air, um, for a lot of people who might feel some type of way about Assassin coming into the meta. So let's get into it. I want to break this down into auto abilities, damage, survivability, and the ability to do Madness Unchained. Let's start with the, I also want to highlight on the weapons. The best weapon right now for the Ranger class of jobs is the Assassin weapon. The reason I say that is because of the high attack and break power, as well as the extra critical that you get. It's all very important stuff, and the thief weapon, while nice to have that 30% extra magic attack, that 30% magic attack is mitigated by the loss of other stats. And honestly, like, the elemental third strike just makes up any difference and just makes it so much better than anything else. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the weapons. Something interesting of note later on down the road, when the panels 5 through 8 open up, Hunter could make an argument to use the Bolt Cutter X, because fire draw will help Hunter later on down the road. Plus, it gives you extra magic attack, which is one of Hunter's weak strengths or weak points. Hunter gets access to plus 350% fire damage, so having fire draw would be a good ability to have. Survivability. Hunter right now is in a great place for survivability. As a matter of fact, overall for all of the jobs, I would put Knight obviously as number 1, White Mage is number 2, and I'd probably put Thief as Hunter as number 3 in terms of survivability, because of the elements and the way the elements line up, and also because of just pure raw stats. Hunter has some of the highest hit points in the game at the moment. As a matter of fact, it's only got 100 hit points less than Knight does right now. So it's in a great place in terms of survivability. And as far as break power is concerned, it really, if you look at Assassin in comparison to Hunter, it's not that much farther behind Assassin in terms of all stats. The crit is kind of a major thing, but it also has 2 more defense than Assassin does, and the hit points in the defense is really the main thing. Survivability. Also, the elements. Earth is kind of a odd element to have for a third element at the moment. So Hunter has the edge, I believe, in terms of elements as well. Now, in terms of damage, Hunter is totally outclassed by Thief and Assassin, and Assassin is definitely the number 1 in terms of damage. Now, why do I say that? Let's get into the auto abilities, and I'll show you. So the main thing going on here with Assassin, and why it's the number 1 in damage for the Ranger class jobs, is because of the improved criticals and the clutch haste. So when you already have low hit points, but when you take a big blow, your hit points drop down, your clutch haste activates, and all of a sudden you get basically a free turn. And then in that free turn, you can do so much with that free turn, it's not even funny. It's basically like giving you a free break. That's what it's doing. Okay? And I don't know if you guys know anything about breaks, but if you set up for them, man, you can do so much damage. It's ridiculous. And, it just totally outclasses Thief in terms of damage, because of the clutch haste, and also because of the ultimate. The ultimate does about 15,000 more damage, and it gives haste buff, which is so huge. So, the Assassin is just in a world of its own in terms of damage. Now, As far as burst goes, Thief has a lot more burst than either Hunter or Assassin. So when you finally get into a break and you start doing damage with your abilities, you're going to have a lot more damage potential with your abilities. Um, so that's something that's something to consider. Now in multiplayer, these classes aren't competing. Um, they all do different things well. And let me explain something to you guys who are going to try and exclude Hunter from your multiplayer lineups. I highly suggest that you don't do that. And the reason being is because if you bring a bunch of classes with you that are low survivability classes, you're going to want to have a Hunter as your breaker because you don't want to have a ton of low survivability classes going into a fight. It's just no bueno. Plus, Hunter's ultimate is very good for breaking. It's actually the best break ultimate in the game because of the way it works. It does multiple hits, and each hit is calculated into the break power of Hunter. And so, you can really pound down a break gauge with Hunter's ultimate. And as a matter of fact, it does more damage than the Thief ultimate. The only reason the Thief ultimate is really any good at all is because of the stun that it applies, and it's only a one turn stun, so it's kind of meh. I'm not really that impressed with the Thief ultimate, to be totally honest with you. So anyways, what else do we got here? We got Madness Unchained. Okay, so the easiest so far, the two easiest I'll rank them in terms of all the classes that I have. Okay, Knight was my easiest. Hunter was my second easiest. I'd say Assassin was my third easiest, and Thief and White Mage are probably pretty close in terms of being able to do this. And I know a lot of people are probably scratching their heads at that. Some of that had to do with the fact that my White Mage card setup was pretty subpar going into it. And honestly, like Thief breaks so slow that it was taking a ton of damage. I mean, it really was. It was just a sponge for damage. And Hades was able to do a lot, and Fat Chocobo kind of helped keep me up and stuff. But it's just not a very very good break class. As a matter of fact, if you look at White Mage, Thief only has like like 60 more, 50, not even 60, it's 50. It's 50 more break than a White Mage. And so, it really just it just kills so slowly. I mean, I'm sorry, it just does. It puts up gaudy numbers during a break, but outside of a break, it's really not that great. So, anyways, now as far as ranking these classes and where they should be in multiplayer, I think Thief is going to be a tier 1 damage class with Black Mage and Dark Knight, and Samurai and Mage are probably going to be tier 2 damage classes. Hunter and Assassin are going to be equally good to bring for break classes, for different reasons. The reason I say that is because, again, if you have a bunch of glass cannons with you, say you have like 2 Black Mages for attackers, or a Black Mage and a Thief, you're going to want to bring a Hunter. But if you have, some higher survivability classes like a Samurai or a Dark Knight, or, a Knight, or it just depends on your party comp, you want to bring an Assassin for your breaker. Either one could do the job very well. So that's pretty much all I got for this. I realize that this is controversial to a lot of people. All in all, I'm gonna just be here to tell you that if you pulled any of these 3 classes, you're in a very good position, and I would not be discouraged at all if you pulled any of these 3 classes. And if you manage to pull 2 of them, don't stop playing one. because you think another one is better. Play all three, especially if you have them fully unlocked. There's no reason not to. The cards are interchangeable, and honestly, because they have different strengths and weaknesses, and they have different elements, so they're able to do different things for you, and you're gonna want to utilize their strengths. Okay, so don't give up on any of these classes. Keep them up and just keep plugging away. That's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you disagree with me, I'm sorry. This is my opinion based off of experience with the classes. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comments section below. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys next video.